Alright, now we're going to go over making hinges. Hinges are rather easy on the FP202. They're just made out of, I think it's 1.5 piano hinge. And I believe the pin is about 78 thousandths diameter. But anyways, you just buy a bunch of piano, big long 3-footer, and then I cut it. I cut it just one hinge past the hole, and then I'll put an extra hole out here on the end to make it 3 holes. On one hinge, it'll be in between these two. Anyways, you don't have to use 3 holes. The prints I have show 2 holes, and I believe, I don't know, but anyways, I've had them with 2 holes per hinge, and I've had them with 3 holes, and then I've had a real long hinge that had about well, probably just 4 holes. Anyways, I use a cutoff wheel, and I'm not real careful to make it real square and perpendicular. I cut them so that they're a little uneven. That way I can mark each hinge relative. Whenever I set it down in place, I can trace on it, and I know that's the only hinge that's going to fit in that position. You'll see that in a minute. After you cut these things, of course, you deburr them, and then you try to, well, okay, that was done. Then you try to get the hinge pin to drop out like that some, and you cut off about, just a little more than half of one of these here little knurls, or rolls right here. 1/2 of one of these hinge parts. And just over a half of it. I already did it to all of them. And then what you'll do is you'll crimp, pinch that, just very tip of it, just barely get it. Oop. Just barely get it, and crimp it, pinch it, like that. And then get something smaller than the hinge pin, which I'm just going to use this wire here. Push it down. Yeah, you might need to deburr that. Yeah. So. So just deburr it a little bit so it'll get back up in there. Of course. And you don't even need to push it down, but you can. Same thing with this. Barely get a little piece of it, and you pinch it so that there's no way that the pin can come out of there. That pin's trapped in there now. Then you make sure that you've got good travel. It opens and closes freely without any resistance. So this time I'm trying to lay these, the wing is upside down, and while it's still connected and everything's in perfect alignment and that, I'm laying the hinges down inside and opening them up and sliding them down until they're even, and then tracing on both edges, and then across that, at least the left and right side. And then I'm marking it. That one's number 1. And then right here, here's a compression strut. And here's the horn, aileron horn. You want to hinge under that, and that's marked with 2 little lines. And I traced it. And then this outboard one has got 3 little lines, and I've already traced it. And so now I'm going to pull the hinges out, and I'm going to go ahead and cut my aileron out now. Now that the aileron's cut away, I can see look and see where when I marked it, you can see there's a lot of area below the hinge here. Well, you want that hinge even with that. Otherwise, it's gonna. But you just don't want your travel to be below the top plane of the wing. So the alignment marks I made, I'll still line them up. Just take a straight edge and put it with it right there. I've already marked this one. Jeez, oh man. There we go. I've already pinpricked this one, or pricked it for the hinge to be right there, even with the top of the wing. So I'll go ahead and drill and then I verified that my holes are going to come out in the in these buildup areas right here on the back side of the spar, or the front side of the spar. Well, now that I've got held a straight edge up on there, set my hinge against the straight edge and lined it up with the side lines at least. Now I've got these marked very accurately for that hinge, and I think I'm just going to go with the 2 bolts. I might drill that and put a third one in, but I can't really drill these out yet because all of my what are those nuts, those T-nuts, or they have the flange on, they're a barrel like nut, they're about that long, and they have a flange on the back side. I can't remember what you call them off the top of my head. Anyways, I left them out at the hanger, so I've got to get them and measure them, because you want a tight fit, and you're going to glue them in there both on the back side and around it on the outside, so they don't so if you ever want to take your aileron off, you don't have to worry about the nut rotating. So anyways, those are ready to go. When I do drill it, I'm going to use this here square drilling jig. I'll set the drill through this, put the point right in the center of that, and hold this square so that my hole goes square right through it. And of course I'll do the exact same thing to the aileron. And then it'll be time to clean up the aileron, trim all these off, trim this off. Of course, on the bottom side of this, I'll have to put spacers right in here to hold the fabric up between the ribs. And I'll probably just do that. There's no need to show any of that. And at that point in time, it'll be time to put this, well, it'll be time to varnish it. I think I'm going to go ahead and use a lacquer once again. Spray lacquer on it thoroughly. But I'm going to have to, I don't do that in the house, so I'm going to have to wait for a good day. Today's just a rainy, miserable day. I was going to try to go flying yesterday, but it was foggy all day. Today is foggy and raining. And I apologize for all the people who have been following this, my build, or my builds, I should say. I just haven't been able to push myself lately to work every single day and get a lot done. Normally I would already have both wings done by now and probably starting on a fuselage. But anyways, I'll try to be more diligent in the new year here and work on it, at least several times a week.